right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you're doing good. Let's turn on a little, let's see how that does for us today. And, there's a lot going on out there, and there's, simply put, we have a choice, we have an opportunity to connect to just about anything. And that means checking in with ourselves, checking in with our body, checking in with our heart, checking in with our feelings, checking in with the situations in our physical surroundings, and looking for a specific thing. And you know what? We're going to change this up. And so what are we looking for? We're going to talk about that in just a moment, about what we are looking for in our environment, in ourselves, around us. And pardon me while I'm still. I like this better. I think I'm want to. There's a lot of things. I got moving parts here, and I think I'm live on all the right channels. I'm not live everywhere I want to be, but it's all a work in progress. So thank you. Welcome to Transformation Tuesday. And this is where I talk about mind and body connections. We've been regulated to think of ourselves as individual body parts. And then, excuse me, and then there's this total relationship between all of it, and we must take that into account. And next time I gotta search for music that has no vocals. Right? Well, it's easy breezy right here for a moment, and it's fun to come on here like that, and because there is this easy breezy energy to connect to right now, and it can bring you much peace and harmony, and part of what is going on, at least in my humble opinion, is that we're being distracted. We're being distracted upon from what is truly available to connect to. Hopefully it's not overpowering my voice there. Let's turn that down. Hopefully, if you get on the chat, give me a little comment there. All right, Charles, welcome aboard. All right, it's always a game. Hopefully that's a lot better. There we go. There's a couple different switches. I'm getting the hang of it. No producer, I'm on my own. Nice, Charles. Thanks for checking in with that. So, mind, body, spirit, soul. We look at Decode Your Pain here. Let me show you this image. And this is a book I wrote back in 2017. Though that book was being prepared 10 years before that. And so I always go randomly to a page. We're going to pull open a chapter today, and we'll see what comes up. I have to spin back and forth or flip open the book, and we'll see what we're going to talk about today. And if you don't know, oh man, this is so perfect right here. I love when that happens. I talk about life as a Mandelbrot. If you want a introductory offer, you type in your search bar there, Dr. Kevin. Let me bring it down so you can see it here. There it is. Maybe we can zoom in on that thing. I'm not that sophisticated yet. Dr. Kevin Transformations with an S.com. drkevintransformations.com. And there's a free ebook, and in that ebook is a nice, phenomenal summary. There's a chart that is going to help you understand how that subconscious part of your body, the part of your brain that you don't think about helping things operate, it's operating your kidneys and your pancreas and your breathing and your heart, all this, and there's millions of processes going on in your body, and that's being regulated by your central nervous system. You may have heard that before. If you've heard that before, give me some hashtag value, because this is some truth right here. And so What we need to understand, though, is our subconscious mind communicates in a metaphorical and symbolic way. And we need to begin to understand that language. In fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a talk on my new clients playlist that is titled The Secret Language of the Human Body. And so all you gotta do is pop in your name and email, just your email address, and boom, you'll get that download, and then you'll start getting some insights that this book has to offer. So let me show you. You saw me spin the wheel, so to speak, and we're at chapter 5, Life is a Mandelbrot. So what I like to do is show people, where does this kind of information come from? This guy, who's this guy, Dr. Kevin? He's talking out of his ass? What is a Mandelbrot? Where'd that go? All right, so let's take a look for a second here. Now, Mandelbrot, let's just take Dr. Benoit Mandelbrot. And you're going to love this because you've seen it already. You already know this. So hang on, let's pull it right up. Now, the whole point of Life is Mandelbrot is this is a reflection of life itself. Now, we want to type in Mandelbrot Zoom. Excuse me. This is where the fun part's. Mandelbrot Zoom. All right, you've seen this stuff. And so Mandelbrot put infinity in, he figured out mathematically how to put it into a computer to give us a visual representation of infinity. And so this is called, let's see here. Let me turn down the music here a little bit. All right, hopefully that's still good. If the volume's messed up, let me know. But what we're seeing here is infinity in visual representation. Hopefully that's better. Check. Yeah, that's good. So we're seeing this infinity, and this goes on forever, and I'm going to pause right there. Oh, let's get this ad out of here. You see this image? That's referenced as the beetle, and this is the main image that Dr. Benoit Mandelbrot found. Let's see if we can get on this chat here. And right on. And so this image represents infinity, and we can continue to find the image repeating. And so this is just like the kaleidoscope of life. All right, some fun music as well. So enjoy that for a minute. And the more we go in, the more it's the same. It's more and more beautiful and eloquent patterns. And this is kind of like knowledge. This is like your experiences in life. You learn how to communicate. You learn about relationships. You have ups and downs. You get better at those ups and downs. You know what to slough off in your life. You know what to get rid of. You know what you won't accept anymore. But you also know what you desire. And you begin to paint this beautiful tapestry of life. And this is happening all around you. And all these wonderful physicists and physics and other smart brainy people we'll pull up in a second have proven the mathematics in this. So that's fun. Let's bring it back out. Let's go back to the book. I like the music though. Let's let that play for a minute in the background. So Life is a Mandelbrot. So let's read here. So in this chapter, what I'm talking about here is, I can't do it. All right. In this chapter, I'd like to provide a scientific model that serves as evidence for the way I help patients overcome their pain symptoms forever. Now, that's a bold statement right there. But part of it is about understanding the point of what symptoms are there in the first place, and that's where this chapter starts off. So Mandelbrot is what's called a fractal. Okay, this is what you see in a kaleidoscope. It's a mathematical equation back in 1975. Okay, now I talk about a story in my personal life, and that was about the run in the woods. Man, this story just keeps popping up at the most interesting times for me. And here it is again. And this is an amazing thing. So I was, at the time, the context is about relationships. And it's so beautiful because I'm not going into that whole conversation now, but there's just like the weather. I'll make a pause in my story here and take a break and bring in an analogy. And just like the weather, we are affected by the temperatures, if it's raining or snowing or sunny or cloudy, however that is, we have to respond and adapt to that. Our body physically has to respond and adapt to that. However, you may notice that your mood also responds and adapts to that. And depending on your quality of health and other sensitivities within your body, you may even have health symptoms related to the changes of seasons. So we are constantly adapting to our environment. Now, that being said, this also is happening on a mental and emotional level. Let me take a jump for a second. It's even happening on what kind of situations, what kind of people you meet, what kind of intensity to life experiences around you that you give. This is all at these different levels, and it's all all has an impact from our external self. There's also an impact from our internal self. This is why we see twins. We see health studies with twins. We can see that they're raised and they even have the same DNA and all these wonderful things. However, as they age, slight differences in their life scenarios and their responses to them. There's differences as they age, and there's measurable differences. One could be healthy, one could have all kinds of symptoms and diagnoses, and that's based on their lifestyle. It's based on their environment, and so these factors are impacting us. What I'm talking about here is a greater, more broad impact, like the weather, but even broader than the immediate weather. And that's like the sun and the moon patterns. We all can talk about stories about the sun and the moon. This also plays out in our belief, the world of our beliefs, our perceptions, our reality. And this is also when someone says, do the work. And let me say this, before we talk about metaphysics, there's all these fun phrases that people talk about, like doing the work, or going within, or becoming aware. And so this for me was a mystery for a long time. And I had to keep listening and figuring it out and reading books and beginning to understand what that actually was within the human body. And what we're talking about is that life is always giving you clues, and there's cycles of these clues. Think octaves on a piano. We get middle C, there's low C, there's high C, there's even further along the octaves. There's different levels of high C. So as we keep going around and having experiences, what's showing up is exactly the same as your work to detect. And if it's not favorable, then there's something that life is trying to show you to course correct. Whether it's morals or ethics, behaviors, actions, belief systems, practices, and principles. Okay, so this story that's in this book right now is about me losing keys. I was contemplating a relationship with a woman I was dating for a little over 3 years, and it wasn't clicking at 100%. And so at this point, we had good feelings for each other, of course. However, it just couldn't commit that final piece, because that's really about love. That's the most important relationship when it comes to romance. But there's also certain levels of things with friendship, and then you go have other levels of the relationships. And so sometimes one person can fill a lot of roles, but not one person can fill all those roles, of course. So anyway, with that being said, I lost my keys, and there was all this contemplation during those times. So this is what I want to point out right here. How to start recognizing fractals in your life. I began to relate to that. Let's check in the chat. Before I go too deep, let's bring it back. Where are you in the world? Say hello. This is streaming on a couple different places. And so we got people from all over. There's people from Europe, there's people from Southeast Asia, people from South America on here at different times, commenting, participating. And this is a program in the build. We're building it. And so I'm glad you're tuning in. And I'll go live every Tuesday. We talk about mind, body, spirit, soul. Talk about how to understand the secret language. And there's different ways of interpreting physical pain in our body. So think, for example, common analogies that we all use. And if you're getting some value out of all this, please hashtag value, share it with somebody you like, tag their name on there, because as this information is shared, then I get to help more people. And when there's more people being helped, more people are doing better in their life. They're finding positivity. They're finding out how to solve their pain and their life problems by listening to their heart, by listening to their intuition. That's what I'm teaching, and I want to share it because it helps all people. That means it helps everybody, including myself. And we do have this opportunity to connect to hope and love and faith. And these words I want to be very mindful with, because there's deep discussions on all those things. However, there's simple ways that, I just want to give it a meme, because there's profoundness in these understandings when you apply it in your life. And we're always going through, not always, but there tends to be patterns and periods of time where we grow. We are collectively in one of those periods. Well, you can hang out as long as you want, man. We got Delaware, we got Idaho. Welcome, welcome. And I'm supposed to be sharing this in places, but I'm a one-man show right now. I'd love to have a producer on this. Okay, so I go about 8 more minutes, and then we're all wrapped up. I go from 5 to 5:30. Then I go to the private group. We answer Q&A, because I have a coaching group. I'll flash to you right now. Here's the coaching group thing. Oh man, I gotta work on the hotkey. Here's the coaching group. And so this transformation is about applying this knowledge to your life, and then there's more content that's secretly dropped in there. So in our physical body, when there's patterns that are showing up that we haven't recognized, all right? And so here I'm going to immediately, I'm not showing you. With the physical body, the body and physical symptoms is a good place as any to start. It is with us wherever we go. It always has our attention. Now, at the back of the book and in the free download, when you put your email in, you get this Appendix A, which has here it is. All right. So, for example, when someone has an onset of pain with head, eyes, ears, nose, and mouth, that always has something to do with perceptions. Now, whether they poked themselves in the eye, someone punched them in the face, whatever it may be, there is a relationship to what's going on in their life, what their mental state is, and symbolic meanings their life is trying to show them. So, eyes are for seeing. So think about what you see. Metaphor. Use the symbolic understanding here. Parables. Nose, smell, for sniffing things out. Ears for hearing, of course. One of my most profound stories that really gives me fuel for the fodder is about shoulder pain. And I had made a move to close my practice that I was had a big loan on, had a lot of responsibilities. Look at the word right there. I had a lot of responsibilities with my family, with my patients, with myself, and I decided to make a move and close it and move to Thailand to take a job out there and take the gas pedal off of life for a bit. And I had made some decisions in life. I had taken some actions in life that were contradictory to my true nature. And so after making these moves, I started having tremendous shoulder pain on the right side about a month and a half before I actually left. Closing up the practice, trying to move it, trying to sell it, trying to get someone to be responsible with the clients. And no matter what I did, I was seeing multiple chiropractors, different times of the week, Reiki, energy healing, praying, stretching, yoga. I mean, I could get some relief here and there, but not a lot. Then I landed, and 2 days later, the pain was gone. 3 days later, the pain was gone. What changed? That is what I've investigated so hardcore. And prior to that, for the 5 years prior to that, I was studying these techniques. Here we are. That have built upon my knowledge So our physical pains are cluing us into subconscious states. Now this is not 100% all the time, but there's a flavor physically, mentally, emotionally, nutritionally, toxically, and toxins that are always present. And if you didn't tune in earlier, I talked about, I was showing images, and I said earlier I was doing a free quantum energy healing session, and we were showing images about the biofield. And if you've never seen or heard about the biofield, you've heard of terms like chakra and aura. And these are, whether they're electromagnetic and or other subtle energies. And I say that specifically because of Dr. William Tiller's work. And these fields have been known throughout time and history. I don't have the book right next to me, but there's a wonderful book. It's, I'm going to type a different term though. Let's type in a biofield map. You get images like this. And people have done all kinds of analysis and correlated different things. Let's look at biofield image photography. And so what the point of me showing people this is that we are energy, we are affected by other people's thoughts, feelings, emotions, actions, but we're also affected by electromagnetics. Think of MRI, magnetic resonant imaging. So we are electrical beings. We are affected by our cell phones. We are affected by the radio waves. We are affected by all this stuff. And so we need to strengthen ourselves and nourish ourselves and ground ourselves in the earth. We also have to have proper thinking and awareness of our body. Our body's talking to us all the time. And you can begin to understand this language. And I put this in this free download because I want everyone to have this knowledge. Oh, it's so integral in my opinion. And I didn't get here easily. This took 20 something years of concerted studies to come to some of these conclusions. And this has been known apparently for 5,000 years in written history and traditional Chinese medicine. So I just tap into that stuff. You've heard of Mind Over Matter. So this is drkevintransformations.com. I'll put the link, I'll drop the link right in the chat right now. The free details and info. I just dropped it right there. So this is really, whether you connect with me more or not, what I would recommend if you're not a fan of what I'm doing is send me an email and I will send you, and request where did I get my information. In fact, if you really want to find out where I get most of my information, I list it on my website, drkeving.com. And what you want to do, there's a couple things you can do, is, let's bring this in a little, there. They'll take you to the Quantum Energy Club. You can see a little video. I do posture correction, energy healing, nutrition. There's the book. That gets you to the free download. Okay? Then what you want to do is get on this resources. Wellness articles, research resources, free audios, free affirmations. You can't see that on the screen. There it is. Research. So you hit that hamburger menu. You get there. Go to the research resources. And you get this whole list of places I pull from. And this list, oh my God. You could spend a lifetime studying. And, well, here I am. You'd be like me. Doing all kinds of fun woo stuff. People think you're a magician. And so all I've done is learn how to manage and move and help shift and release pressure, tension, and energy within the system of the body. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Kevin. It's 5:30. It's been Transformation Tuesday. We talked about some of the consciousness connections to the physical body and how to begin to interpret that. I showed some research resources on the website. Showed you images of the biofield. If you have questions, what I'm going to be doing next is going to the private group, the transformation program, and how do you get access to that? You get the free download. You get the book. You purchase that. That's like, I don't know, $9. You get that book, and then you get the offer to get the transformation program. There in that program is the video education series, the do-it-yourself. It's like a book club. You walk with, you do the videos, you do the assignment, you read the chapter, and the assignments are easy, but they're there to investigate yourself. They're there to help you build awareness, and then go on once a week, and we go live. People who want to join in, chat, ask me questions live, I'm there for that. Otherwise, I'm just telling more information that I'm reading that I'm interested in. Today, we're going to be talking about Touch for Health, and we're going to be diving deep into the kidney meridian today. I had an interesting case this morning with kidney, so I'm going to study and share my knowledge with you. Just dive in a little deeper and look at the nature of the human body and how it operates in the shifting times of energy, space, and time. And let's see here. Any questions? All right, great, man. Thank you. I need this. So check out the link. By all means, download that. Hey, where are you from in the world? We got Delaware in the house, we got Idaho in the house, and that's live. I know people from around the world will be tuning in. Also, a special program I just dropped, 4 Foundations. This is what I do each and every day to nourish my mind, body, spirit, and soul. And this is what I'm going to be doing as a special program within the transformation program, but this is what's needed in the world. And people are already doing this stuff. How do you feed your body, mind, spirit, and soul each and every day? Simple little things, but I'm going to drop that on the Dr. Kevin Gyurina Facebook page. And you know what? Let me just pull up the 4 Foundations link. I'm still putting on the logo, and I'm still putting the content in the learning. Here it is. In the learning area. Everybody's got changing names. You gotta remember everything. And you know what? Let's have a little fun here while we're closing up shop, and getting ready for the private live Q&A, hot seat Q&A in the transformation program private group. There we go. Hopefully getting a little reggae action on the way out here. And what am I dropping? I'm dropping the 4 Foundations. This is the, if you get in this now, you're in before anybody. And I didn't even put the questions up of the terms of the agreement. But we're going to have good behavior, be kind, be supportive, and it's about doing a little bit every day for the body, for the mind, for the spirit, and the soul. So think about it, for the body. Make sure you eat something green. Get a green smoothie. Get something, whole food vitamins in your body. Get something. It's something that you know is super healthy in your body each and every day. All right, we're almost there. Where are you, everybody? Dropping it in the chat. Here's the link for the 4 Foundations. Now, think otherwise for the body. What else for the body? We got food. We got movement, fitness, right? So you got to move that body, You do it fast, slow, long, short, heavy and light, play and rest. This is a weekly pattern. The 4 Foundations is daily, I call it your daily squares. Maybe I'm being too esoteric, people. Get your daily squares. To feed your body, mind, spirit, and soul. And why do you need to feed that stuff? Because if you don't have any gas in the tank, you can't go nowhere. If you don't have 50 cents, how can you give anybody $1? That's all I gotta say. And I learned these lessons hardcore, and thank God. There's a phrase out there: as the as the student is ready, teacher appears. That is so true in my life. Boy, when I needed a teacher, boom, there it is. Blessing. So, again, if you have any questions, there's the chat still up. I'll hang out for a few more minutes. I'm going to get ready for the advice on getting out of bad habits. Well, you got to, here's the advice about getting out of bad habits. You got to put good habits in. All right, so there's going to be a couple things that you don't want to give up or are difficult to give up. That's understandable. That's part of life, game of life. And so this is about, the 4 foundations is about how do you install good habits so that the bad ones just begin to fall away. Number 1, surround yourself with people that already are doing it so that you have inspiration and accountability. And that's what this 4 foundations is all about. All right, so that's the best way to get going. Click on that. I'm going to put I got some work to do tonight still, so we'll get it done. But get going, and I'll see you on 4 Foundations. Check out drkeving.com, resources. Go to the sponsor, Synergy Solutions. Get on board. Get the free content. Get the energy healing. There's 3 free quantum energy healing sessions. There should be some links in the description. I hope so, at least. All this technology. Beautiful. Blessings, best regards. This has been another wonderful, successful Transformation Tuesday. I'll see you next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Peace.